This might very well be one of the best budget smartwatches you can get in 2023. It's called the Vibeat ID208BT smartwatch, and while the name might be a mouthful, it has a plethora of features to match up, such as a 1.69-inch color display, active and continuous heart rate monitoring, checking blood oxygen levels, 60 different sport modes, and much more. We'll go more in depth into all these features in just a minute, but for now, let's see what comes in the box. The packaging is pretty simple, but for the price, you can't really expect much else. Opening up the box, you get an instruction manual, the charging cable, which is USB-A to the default magnetic pin charger. You also get the smartwatch in this plastic container, and as you can see, the watch is really sleek and comes with these rubber straps. It has a squarish form factor reminiscent of the Apple Watch, and it also has a rectangular function button by the side. Pressing down and holding the function button turns on the device, and once it's powered on, you'll need to download the VeryFit companion app from the App Store or the Play Store. You can also just scan the QR code on the side of the box to take you to the app's download page, or you can scan the QR code shown on the watch when you turn it on for the first time. Now, after you download the app, you're going to need to create an account and put in some details like your name, height, weight, etc. All of these are essential for the health and fitness tracking. Once you're done setting everything up and giving the necessary permissions, you can dive right into using the watch. It's pretty simple and straightforward to use. If you hold down on the main screen, you can change the watch face. And if you're not a fan of any of the watch faces found there, you can select from over 100 other watch faces available via the VeryFit app. Swiping from the top shows all your notifications. You also get an orange dot at the top of the screen if you have unread notifications. But unfortunately, you can't respond to those notifications or text from the watch. However, the watch does have a microphone and speakers, so you can comfortably make and receive calls. Swiping up from the bottom of the screen takes you to the control center. Here you can toggle features like Do Not Disturb, Lift to Wake, Brightness, Find My Device, Sound, Flashlight, Water Draining in case the watch gets submerged, and the button for more settings. There you can find the power settings. You can also change the app view from list to grid, and within the brightness settings, you can change the screen timeout as well. The default timeout is pretty short at around 5 seconds, so it would be best to change it to around 15 to 20 seconds. Swiping to the left takes you through most of the health widgets. You can see your activity data for the day, then your heart rate, also your stress levels, and then your exercise modes. And this is one of the main advertising points of the smartwatch, as you get 60 different sport modes, so you can accurately track your activities. You also have access to Alexa if you sign into your Amazon account via the app, and swiping one more time gives you access to the weather information. Now let's talk about the only button on the smartwatch, which is the function button. But speaking of buttons, if you've been enjoying the video this far, then hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on more videos like this. Like I said earlier, when the smartwatch is turned off, you need to hold down on this button to turn it back on. Holding down on the button when the watch is turned on summons Alexa. And if you press the button once, you get access to your apps list. You can already access most of these apps through the widgets. However, some of the more interesting apps you'll find here are health data, the phone, breath training, noise, and music. Yes, you can control music tracks playing on your phone through the watch, and most of the other features can be found on the mobile app. Here you have more in-depth access to your health data, health trends, wellness management, achievements, and even data on family members if you add any of them to the app. You can also start some exercises here, such as indoor or outdoor runs, walks, hiking, cycling, and even yoga. In the device section, you can get some more details about your smartwatch. You can rename the watch, set the battery life instructions, and even upgrade the firmware. You can also browse through the watch face market and get something new. You can manage which notifications you get in case you don't want certain apps sending notifications to your watch. You can set an alarm, toggle call alerts, and select health tracking settings. You have the option to enable Alexa by logging into your Amazon account, and you can access some more settings, most of which you can already access on the smartwatch. The last section of the app is the profile. And here, you can choose which units and time format you prefer, access some settings, check for updates, and edit your name and avatar. Alright, enough about the app. Let's get into the actual user experience of the Vibeat ID208BT. And if you're still watching the video at this point, then leave a peach emoji in the comments below. This smartwatch is mostly advertised as a fitness and health focused device. And while that's true to an extent, It definitely won't replace dedicated health tracking devices like oximeters and sphygmomanometers. So you will surely want to go for regular checkups and invest in proper health monitoring devices if you have any health issues. But that being said, the amount of health tracking features this smartwatch offers is very impressive, especially considering the price, which we will come to in just a minute. The built-in heart rate monitor can measure your heart rate throughout the day, as well as track your sleep patterns. It has been quite accurate in my experience, as I get similar results on my Galaxy Watch 4, which is about 5 times the price of this device, so that is very impressive. It also has a pedometer that can count your steps, distance, and calories burned, which is perfect for those who want to stay active and healthy. And the stress monitoring and oximeter are as accurate as you might expect from a device at this price. The watch also does well to remind you to check your text messages, move around, and complete your goals. Let's talk about one of the most important aspects of any device, the part you spend all your time staring at. The screen. It has a 1.69-inch color touchscreen display that provides clear and vibrant visuals. It is responsive to the touch and gets decently bright. It does have a bit of a bezel at the bottom, but it's nothing surprising for budget-friendly smartwatches. When it comes to the rest of the build quality, it's mostly made of plastic, and even the contact point at the bottom is made of plastic, which isn't bad because this device was designed for an active lifestyle, so you don't have to worry too much if it falls or if you drop it into some water, and that's because of the IP68 water and dust resistance. So ideally, in theory, you should be able to take this smartwatch swimming. But would I advise you to do so? Well, do it at your own risk. Another outstanding feature of this smartwatch is the quoted battery life. The Vibeat ID208BT, such a long name, sheesh. This smartwatch is advertised to last for up to 7 days on typical use and up to 6 days when connected via Bluetooth. In my experience, this seems to add up, but you might get a little less, depending on how many features you use continuously and how many activities you track. From my experience so far, I fully charged this smartwatch to 100% on Friday. Today is Wednesday, and it went from 100% to 92%. So that already speaks volumes about how good the battery life is. Another positive is the charging time. It takes about 2 hours for this watch to go from dead to full. However, one weird thing I noticed is the fact that when you're charging the watch, you can't do anything else with it until you disconnect the charger. And now let's talk about the price. The Vibeat ID208BT currently retails for about $60, which is a really good price for all the features this device is packing. It doesn't have the best build quality in the world or the most refined software, but what it does have is outstanding battery life, lots of options for activity tracking, and a beautiful design that blends in well with any outfit. Overall, this smartwatch is a must-have for anyone who wants to stay active, connected, and healthy on a budget. You can check out the Vibeat ID208BT via the link in my description, and I will catch you in any of the videos in this playlist.